Hello everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge. That's football. It's Arsenal against Liverpool and a guard of honour for Liverpool at the moment. I'm still fuming about that Wolverhampton Wanderers game, by the way. I don't know how everybody else is feeling about that, but not happy. I think it's another injustice of VAR that's massively disappointing and effectively just doesn't do the game any favours. I just think when it comes to these referees, there's a real, what is the word? There's a real lack of just knowledge. A real lack of knowledge of playing the game of football. Look, we've got a big game tonight. There's lots to talk about. I know a lot of people are talking about AFTV and what was said, and we can talk about that if people want to. You know me. I don't avoid topics, and we can certainly talk about that if people want to do that. But it's a big game, and Arsenal are down in 10th place at the moment, so they need to try and get something. No Aubameyang today. They've gone with Lacazette, Nelson, and Pepe. I've not seen Nelson playing for quite a while actually, so that's going to be interesting in itself. And also Liverpool are going for that 100 points, as we know. Which is also going to set up the game very interestingly as well. Hot mic is on. Harvey, I'll tell you what I do need to check as well. I bet it's gone and done it again. Can you actually pause? Can you pause? Because that just seems to be a consistent problem that we have on here. But we've got a bit of a new setup. We've got a new chair as well. Got a new chair. Thanks to Drawty for that. It wasn't working, by the way, the pause thing. So let's get that. And if you want to get one of these t-shirts, the link's in the video description as well. I've brought it over. Even though it's a United one, you can get it. We're about second for second here. It's pretty darn good tonight. Pretty darn good. So I'm gonna be a little bit late here because already I can tell that things are going a little bit wrong. But we'll get there in the end. Win in the end. We're gonna win in the end. Oxlade Chamberlain coming back. Getting a guard of honour. He'll be happy about that. But what a day it's been. And you just feel that Arsenal are going to get their arse handed on a plate today, with all due respect. I can't see them getting anything, if I'm honest. I can't see how they can get anything, and I can't see them getting anything. But you don't know. Maybe I've got that wrong. Let me just get the timer set up as well. I'm just so disappointed that the fact that Wolves can't catch Chelsea now because of a dodgy VAR and a dodgy referee who just doesn't understand the game of football. If anybody didn't see it, Wolves were 1-0 up with very little time left, and effectively cross came in, very high ball. Wood tries to do some ridiculous overhead kick that he's never going to do, and as Doherty, the Wolves player, goes to head it away, he sort of flinches because of the foot coming in, and it hits his arm and they give a penalty. I mean, how is that fair or advantageous to anybody when a defender doesn't get the benefit of somebody with a foot that's higher than the bloody moon? It's shocking. It really is. But anyway, we're about to kick off here. I'm going to give you the team news as soon as it starts. The timer. If you want to use Hot Mic, links in the video description. Invite code MARK363. And that's available on Apple and Android. You can basically sync in perfectly. It's an app. It's got crowd noise. It's got live comments. It's got exactly the same visual. But we are about to kick off here. I'm going to go Liverpool to win 3-0. I think Liverpool will be too good for Arsenal by a very long way. And obviously Liverpool are going for that 100-point total, of which at the moment they are currently 7 points away. So they just need to win their last 3 games or get 7 points, 2 wins and a draw, and they will hit the magic 100 for them. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and share the video. That would be appreciated. And let's have a look that everybody is tuning in okay. Yep, Hot Mic's working, which is good as well. So I'll go through the team news. We have kicked off. Team news: Martinez, Holding, David Luiz, Tierney, Cedric Soares, Torreira, Xhaka, Xhaka, Pepe, Lacazette, Nelson. I mean, I feel like this Arsenal team is a bit of a nod to the future as well. Is Aubameyang going to be here next season? Whereas people like Nelson, Pepe, Saka, Cedric Soares, Tierney. These are Holding. These are players for the future, aren't they? Liverpool, Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson. Strong back five. Chamberlain, Fabinho, Wijnaldum. Strong midfielder, because obviously Henderson's out for the season now. Salah, Firmino, Mane. They're not messing about, Liverpool. This is the strongest team they could probably put out, in all fairness, bar one or two players. So very, very strong team put out by Liverpool. And I don't... the timer should be on the screen, sorry. It isn't on the screen. I don't know why. Let me just turn it on. Where are you, Mr. Timer? There you are. Okay, there we go. Mark, DT said on their watch-along that they should do one with the United stand if Man United meet Arsenal in the FA Cup final. Thoughts, says Psy Guy. Well, to be honest with you, I think United stand are just going to distance themselves from AFTV from now on. We don't want any of that heat. I'm joking. Look, I would. Well, it's not. Well, actually, it's not a joking matter what's going on, but it's also not reflective of some of the people on AFTV, is it? You know, people like Robbie, etc. Any D. You nearly caught me out there, France, and you can go. And you, good Mark, says Awad. I'm very, very good. And I hope Arsenal at least get a draw, says Nick Ferguson. The time is wrong, apparently. Eek. Liverpool nearly getting in there. Let me just turn this off. .233 I've got. Oh, the time is right, mate. The time is bang on right. You're wrong. Don't celebrate a Liverpool goal, mate, says Chris. Oh no, I don't. As if I'm going to celebrate a Liverpool goal. I'll say it's a good goal. I'm not going to. Look, there won't be any of these sort of things. Oh, Morpace won it at the end. I'm not going to celebrate it like that, am I? That's a little bit different. Brighton are inoffensive. Liverpool are United's biggest rival. I just want Liverpool to win. And they will win. Look, at the end of the day, Liverpool will win this game. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Still think we could get third, says Nashwin. What, United? Yeah, 100%. I still think United can get third. I mean, look, I haven't even had a chance because I've just gone from United stand to here to sort of see what the reaction to my tweet was. I'm just having a look. A lot of people are just saying, I think Chelsea fans are just very happy that Wolves, it happened. Either way, it's done. It's done. Anyway, Arsenal on the attack here. I don't think there's going to be too many of them tonight. Let's have a look what's going on. Hot Mike. How will Woodward be able to sell 6 players and buy 2 or 3 new players? Says Mikael Lawrenson. I've got no idea, mate. I mean, look, watch the United stand for that. And why isn't Aubameyang playing? Says Shabal. I've got no idea. Have we got any Arsenal fans who know why Aubameyang's not playing tonight? I don't know. I don't know. I've got no idea. I mean, he missed 2 good chances in their last game against Spurs, but Lacazette missed 2 good chances against Leicester, and he's not been dropped, has he? So I'm not so sure. But Arsenal nearly getting in there. Good bit of play, and now Liverpool on the break. With Oxlade-Chamberlain goes wide. I mean, you do wonder about Liverpool's motivation now that they've won the title. Can they be that obsessed as they were before? Arsenal with a point to prove as well. Literally, they do need a point. They're in 10th at the moment. And who do you think will win the FA Cup, says Johnny Franklin? I mean, to be honest, to be absolutely frank, Johnny Franklin, I don't really care. I really have got very little interest in the FA Cup at the moment. Not because I'm dismissive or disrespectful, but because I just don't care. For me, Manchester United have got to get Champions League football, so I'm just focused on that. On Sunday, I'll be interested in that game, but then I'm more worried about that West Ham game the following Wednesday and Chelsea against Liverpool. So, yeah, it's interesting. I'm not really massively. I'll focus on the FA Cup when the FA Cup happens, which is on Sunday, isn't it? Kieran Young says that maybe Aubameyang's been rested for the FA Cup semi-final, even though we're going to get thrashed anyway. That would be mad. That would be absolutely mad if that's what's happened. Thanks, Sally Devil Red 7. And Mohammed says, if we win the FA Cup, do we get any money? I'm sure there is some prize money in the FA Cup, yeah. When's the next FIFA episode, says YouTube Thorny? Friday afternoon, I think. Because I'm doing Leicester versus Sheffield United watch-along tomorrow night on here. So a couple of watch-alongs at the moment. I always do one video a day, so if there's no watch-alongs, there'll be FIFA. But FIFA's going quite well at the moment. That FA Cup run's looking good. And Hayley McDermott says, thanks to everyone for helping me with my problem. Let me know if you want me to return the favour on Hot Mic. And I think that's just to do with syncing. I don't think it's anything like what some saddos will think. I think. Anyway. If you want to try Hot Mic, by the way, it's in the video description. It's Apple and Android. It's invite code Mark363. It's an app where you can close your phone and you'll still be able to hear it. It's got crowd noise, and what it does is, as well, there is a live chat. There is the same visuals as you get on YouTube, but it also allows you to sync in perfectly with your TV. And how you do that is you download the app. You follow me, which is Mark Goldbridge. You go into my stream. And then when you can see me active on the screen, you press the face, it'll have a sync button. Make sure you've got your audio on for your football, the audio on for me. Press the sync button again, and then hold it up to the audio of your TV. It'll do a green tick, and that means it's synced in perfectly. So that when I'm saying Andy Robertson passes it inside to Wijnaldum, who passes it out to Gomez, who nearly passes to Trent Alexander-Arnold, but now it is with Trent Alexander-Arnold, that's what you'll be seeing on your screen as I'm talking on Hot Mic. Sheffield better pull off a masterclass tomorrow, says Veets. Yeah, looking forward to that watch along, actually. Looking forward to that watch along because we need some points to get dropped. Patience is a virtue. That's the thing with United. But so is 3 points. Hoping Chelsea are going to drop points to Chelsea and hoping that Leicester are going to drop points to Sheffield United is absolutely irrelevant if we don't beat Crystal Palace. So there is a little bit of nervousness yet. Are you going to do a watch along for Sheffield United versus Leicester? Yes, Kazim. It's 6 o'clock tomorrow night on this channel. And I imagine Egan scoring again, says Jack B. Up the blades. Sean Bean. Come on, the Sean Bean massive. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way, because we're not on 188k. We're on 189k. We're on the road to 190. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and share the video. Ryan's just given us a super chat on Hot Mic, and Ryan says, love the content, Mark. United will get top 4, we must believe. Yeah, I do believe we'll get top 4. And Man United play tomorrow. How are you watching the Leicester game, says AMG Harry. Well, I'll be watching it how I normally do. I'll be watching it how I normally do on telly because you can't watch it any other way. So we'll be doing a watch along on the United stand. Harry Kane scored today, Mark. Thoughts on that, said Harrison Dodd. Well, Harry Kane, well done scoring today, but I didn't watch the watch along. So you can... Oh, that's just typical backbench. I can't even score when you're watching. Well, I didn't watch it. But it's a good result for Spurs, by the way. Very good result for Spurs. I've got to give them some credit there. They've scored 3 goals. I didn't think that was possible. So, well done. Well done to Spurs. You've scored 3 goals. So a steady first 10 minutes to this game. I think Liverpool's still suffering with that little bit of a hangover. I think they've dropped off a bit, haven't they? Because they've already won the league. And let's not forget, we do have a second chance at Champions League qualification in the UEFA Cup with a pretty decent draw. We have 2 shots at this thing, says Nick B. Oh, yeah, look, yeah, you're right, Nick. I think that even I forget that myself. You're absolutely spot on. I forget that United have got a Champions League possibility through the Europa League. But I still think that would be a failure to have to rely on that, because we've got such an opportunity in front of us. Edward Walters says, Brentford won again tonight. 8 wins on the bounce. Really enjoying watching them over many Premier League teams. They are now 1 point off West Brom in second, says Edward Walters. They're doing fantastic, actually, Brentford. They probably deserve to go up based on form, actually. I think that the Brentford beat Preston. Forest drew with Swansea. Bristol drew with Stoke. So in relation to, there's a free kick here. Trent Alexander-Arnold will fancy this. He will fancy this. He's not going to hit it though. Robertson whips the cross in. Martinez, I think he should have hit that. I think he should have hit it. So the championship looks like this. With 3 games left to go for Leeds. They're on 84 points. Brentford are pushing hard though. Leeds do need to keep winning. They could still bottle it. And Firmino's just bottled it there. Should have been 1-0 to Liverpool. Martinez pissing about at the back here. Gets the ball. I don't know what he's trying to do. He hits it against Firmino and it hits the post. Firmino can't believe it. I remember Dwight York scoring one of those. I was at Old Trafford. Somebody find the year. This exactly the same thing happened. It would have been early. Maybe it was 2000, 2001. United were at home to Chelsea and Dwight York charged it down. The goalie kicked it at him and Dwight York tapped it into an empty net. Old Trafford against Chelsea. I was there. So Leeds have got 84 points. West Brom have got 82 points. And Brentford have got 81 points. But West Brom and Brentford have played a game more. So Leeds can pretty much get promoted. Forest have got 70 points. Fulham have got 77. And Cardiff have got 67. And there's only 2 games to go. So effectively, it looks like it's going to be definitely Fulham and Forest in the playoffs, with either Brentford or West Brom or Cardiff or Millwall or maybe Swansea. There you go. That's your championship update. Don't say I don't talk about other stuff. Premier League fixtures from earlier today. Burnley drew 1-1 with Wolves because VAR is shit. Man City beat Bournemouth 2-1, which makes it hard for Bournemouth to stay up. Massive game on Friday night between Watford and West Ham. And then Newcastle and Tottenham was 1-3 to Tottenham. So as things stand at the moment, Tottenham are in 7th place. They could go above Wolves. Remember, Wolves won't give up against Chelsea because they are being hunted down by Tottenham, who, interestingly, Tottenham play Leicester next. So, Tottenham might even have a thought of catching Leicester. They're 4 points behind Leicester, and Leicester have got Sheffield United, Tottenham and United. So Tottenham might fancy their chances of catching Leicester and Wolves. Sheffield United have gone down to 8th, and they've not even played. And Sheffield United could still get a top 4 spot. Arsenal are currently in 10th spot, and nothing can change that unless they win tonight, and they'll go up to 9th. Big moves for Arsenal in mid-table matters. So there you go. That's how it is. How are we all doing anyway? That's your update. Who do you think will win the Europa League? Says James Ryan. Again, the Europa League for me is a little bit like the FA Cup. Until United are actually playing in it, I don't really have much care for it. But we will have a lot of watch-alongs on this channel in August, by the way, because I will be doing Champions League watch-alongs on here and Europa League. And obviously United aren't in the Champions League, so they will be on here. Mark, unfair City get away with the ban. Chelsea never, says John Durance. Yeah, well, I saw Carragher earlier. He was very, very angry, wasn't he, about the ban. I've seen the emails. I've seen the bloody emails. What's going on? I don't get it. What's going on? But, for me, I wasn't surprised they got off with it. They've got off with it. I think putting energy into it's not fair, this, that and the other. There's a lot of money been spent on that court case. They've got off on it. An ex-Liverpool pundit losing his, shit about it really isn't going to do anything. Can you get realism mods on your FIFA career? Says It's Just Riley. What is realism mods? Angus Gibson, I am going to address the elephant in the room here because I think that I actually got a message earlier on from Flex saying that Arsenal Football Club have responded to AFTV, and they have said that Arsenal have condemned the actions of one of the presenters of supporters channel AFTV after he made a racist slur about Tottenham Hotspur player Son Heung-min. Claude, okay. We are aware of video on social media in which an Arsenal supporter uses a racist slur towards a Tottenham player, and they said this in a statement. We operate a zero-tolerance approach to any form of discrimination, and we unreservedly condemn this unacceptable racist behaviour. Our records show that the individual involved is not an Arsenal season ticket holder and does not hold any form of ticket membership. The platform in question has no official association with Arsenal. So, look, you can't not discuss something like that. I have tweeted about it this morning. I have spoken about it on the United Stand, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it as well. I'm just somebody with an opinion. It says it on my Twitter feed, and I'm very, very eager to always say this. I got a little bit of stick last week, nothing like this, because I recorded a podcast with somebody, and I spent an hour and a half out of my day recording that podcast as a favour when I'm very busy. And the night before they were doing it, they went, tomorrow on my podcast, I've got the main man, Mark Goldbridge. I didn't tell him to say that. Anybody who's ever met me, I'm not that person. I'm very humble. I'll talk to anybody. I'm not that. So people react and start going, the main man. Anyway, he got bullied into not putting the podcast out by certain United fans and an ex-United player. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm fully aware of, how things work and how you can be condemned, etc. But this is a very different situation. I have met Claude a couple of times, and he's a nice guy. I mean, we were playing a United Stand game in London, and he knew we were playing, and he came down, and we turned up really late, and it was a hot day, and he went down to the local shop and bought us a load of water and stuff. He's a nice guy when I've met him. I don't know him in depth, but when I've met him, he's a nice guy. So I was very sad to see all this, because I don't watch AFTV in that sense. I don't watch their watch along. But when I saw it, instantly I knew, even though I don't know that term, I've got to be honest, that term that was used in relation to Son, I had to look it up. I had to Google it. And I'm sure many other people did. So nothing's going on in the game at the moment, by the way. So I had to Google it to find out what it meant. And when I Googled it, I was like, oh, God, that is racist. So the Hull City kid on Twitter is brilliant, Wadu. I sort of had a laugh at him, and he tweeted me. So fair play. I love that sort of passion, real passion for the club that you love. So, which Claude is given for Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan through and through. He loves. I mean, him and Ty, I think, are the most genuine Arsenal fans on AFTV. I think that they are. I think they're a couple of characters, and they were always my favourite two to work with. But the comment made is racist. That's what it is. And I think, unfortunately, Liverpool 1-0, right on time. Want you right on time. Right on time. Want you right on time. Just carved them open like a Christmas turkey. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. And it's Arsenal this is a training ground goal. Firmino, Robertson, Mane, tap-in, 1-0. Absolutely. That's not a celebration. If people think I'm celebrating, that's not a celebration. Mane makes it 1-0. I will come back to what we were talking about there, but we are here to watch the football. Training ground goal for Liverpool, though. But they're in. Arsenal. Oh, they could have levelled up there. That's the difference. They could have levelled it up. Nelson with a poor cut back. But it is 1-0. I need to change the score here as well. But it could be 2-0 very, very quickly. Mane. Ooh, keeper gets down. We've had a bit of action there. We like a bit of action, don't we? We like a little bit of goal mouth action. Oh, that sounds wrong. I don't mean like that. That sounds really wrong. We're watching a game of football, people. Surely you can say you like a bit of goal mouth action. It's not an innuendo. It's not a cry for help. Mark, right. So it's 1-0 to Liverpool. Jordan Such says, Mark, Claude knew what he was saying. Absolutely disgusting. He should be ashamed. Right. So the comment that was said was racist, okay? Now, if anybody remembers on the United Stand, we did a video around the time that Black Lives Matter, and it still matters, and it's still going on now. But when it first happened after the murder by the police officer in America, that we did a video, and I basically said, look, as somebody who's not from a black or ethnic minority, I feel a bit. I'll never know what it's going to be like. But what I said is that I grew up in a world where racism really was quite rife. And it was a different type of racism. It wasn't a vindictive, aggressive racism. It was a funny racism. It was episodes of your favourite comedies laughing at racism, taking the piss out of racism. And I think that is what that term that Claude used yesterday. It was a derogatory racist term. And look, the action that's been taken is correct, but I also know, I absolutely know this, and it doesn't make it any right. And Troops was also racist, as Steve Tettenbum. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I've seen the clip of that, and I can talk about that if you want to in a minute. But Liverpool are on the attack. Firmino goes for a corner. Claude is of an age where you would have grown up with racism, and it was acceptably funny. That's the bottom line. If you were growing up in the 70s and 80s, racism was rife. It was around, it was used in a joking way. That was wrong. Society has moved on. My feeling about Claude is this, that, this cancel culture on Twitter, this, aggressive, he's this, he's that, and the other. Like your own farts don't smell. The reality is, I know for a fact there's a lot of people out there that have grown up in a world where racism was rife. What needs to happen with Claude is he's come out, he's apologised, and what needs to happen is education, apology, and a second chance. I firmly believe that that's the only way that we will change this world for the better, is by educating people with those opinions. Some people you can't educate. The ones that are aggressive, the protesters against these the Black Lives Matter, the people who want to go out there and you know who we're talking about, openly racist because they want to be racist. I think racist terms that Claude used, for me, I don't know the guy well enough, but I don't necessarily think that he is a racist. I just think he's used a word that he shouldn't have used, and he should be given the opportunity to apologise, and there should be a bit of a timeout period, and then hopefully in the future it can be something that people can move on from, because I really do believe the bigger picture in relation to racism is, unfortunately, you can't just wipe it out. It does exist. So what are you going to do with the people that are racist? Do you want to educate them and make them better people? Or what we're going to do? Put them all on an island? We did that 200 years ago. We're not going to do that. So, and also, let's just remember the human side here. It's very easy to be the person who is critical and saying that's disgraceful, this, that, and the other. It's very easy to sit on your high horse and go, that's disgusting. Look at that filth. That's disgusting. Leave him down there while I sit on my high horse. I actually believe in rehabilitation. I actually believe in why people behave like that. And we all know in relation to Claude, he's got mental health issues. They're well documented. So I think that there needs to be a duty of care there. I think there will be a duty of care there. And that's just my thing on it. Other people are going to have different opinions. I accept that. But I do believe in second chances. I do believe in education. And I do believe that that's the only way that we're going to make society better. So I hope that he is given the support and education that is needed. And I hope that we do see him back on AFTV in the future. Because I'm a firm believer that's the way to do things, to educate, rehabilitate, and be a forgiving society. Some people would disagree with me, but obviously, if that's the other flip side of the coin is, if that's a long-held belief and the person doesn't want to be educated, then they don't belong in the society with a voice, do they? That's not, you can't have those sort of people. So look, different. Favour reform rather than retribution, says 28 Divvy. Exactly. Look, some people don't want to listen. they can't be reformed. But if they can, it's the best way to solve things. It really is. Podcast with Alex Goldberg is not being recorded till Friday, NB7, so it won't be out till Friday because it's not been recorded yet. Good cross in there. So 1-0. Nice stretch is required. I didn't have my stretch. I mean, look, at the end of the day, what saddens me as well is that I really enjoy doing watch-alongs and I really enjoy the interaction that we have. And for me, football is... Look, what did I say on Monday? We end this day in 3rd. I ain't going to be using the 5 button ever again. We end the day in 5th. Chelsea fans are all over me. That's what it's all about to me. This is not... It's not personal. It's not abuse. It's banter. I love football. I do the United stand. I'm watching Arsenal versus Liverpool tonight for a couple of hours with you good people. This is it. I love football. I don't get... And I know Arsenal Tottenham's different. And I know there's a lot of... It's such a big rivalry. But I don't like Liverpool. I don't like Liverpool. But I've got a lot of friends who are Liverpool fans. So... It would be odd for me to think, to say something vile about Liverpool, like about Hillsborough, or for those Liverpool fans to say to me anything about Munich, or to me, I love football, I love the rivalry, but the line I like is banter. That's what I like, and that's why I like doing this, and that's why I like to stand up and do a bit of a dance when I'm doing a stretch, because football is such a great game, and I think it tarnishes us all. I don't think that you can. I think Manchester United, somebody last season was saying that Manchester United are top of the league for racist incidents. So you can't just go, oh, look at Arsenal. Look what Arsenal have done. Look what that Chelsea fan's done. Football is in the mud when these things happen. I don't think can you honestly say that, oh, look, that Chelsea fan who was shouting at Raheem Sterling, oh, that's just because Chelsea are a racist football club. You can't just say it just about Chelsea. There will be racists to all football clubs, and it's reflected on us all. And it's a very, very serious issue. But yeah, look, I think I've said enough about that, but there you go. I think United Stand has always been a classy channel with social and moral integrity despite the high emotions which run with the game, says... Look... And that's another thing. When you are live watching a game of football and it's your club playing, you've got to make damn sure that you know what you're doing, because you are live. You are live, and if you've got 7 people in a room, you can't control what those 7 people are going to say for the next 2 hours. It's difficult. I'm an Atletico Madrid fan and I hate Real Madrid with every fibre of my being, but I would never even think about referring to one of their players in the way that Claude did, says Road to Dawn. Yeah, look, I get that, and I think that's great, but I can only reiterate what I've said. How old are you, and how old's Claude? And Claude would have grown up in a time where these derogatory racial terms were acceptable. So it's education. Look, it's very easy for some people to say, well, I'm 60 and I've educated myself. Not everybody has. Not everybody has, the way they were brought up, have they over the years changed that vocabulary that was something that they grew up with, that it was acceptable. You look at what was being said about black people, Asian people in the 80s and the 90s, and now if you said it, you're doing a prison sentence. So the education, not everybody adapts to it. Unfortunately, they came out with a follow-up video where I tried to explain it away as meaning something else. Was a really bad move, says Nick P. Well, I haven't watched that video, Nick, and that's always the problem, isn't it? I had this same issue with me a couple of weeks ago where somebody said something about me and white bias, and I was like, I'm not doing a video about it, because if anybody actually thinks that, then what's the point? People are going to have their own opinions, aren't they? But just because I like Luke Shaw doesn't mean it's white bias, does it? I like Anthony Martial up front. I want Paul Pogba to play in midfield instead of Scott McTominay. I want Luke Shaw to be our left back over Brandon Williams, because I think Luke Shaw's the best left back. It's nothing to do with white bias, is it? So, which feeds into what a lot of people want me to talk about what Troop said about Harry Kane. Again, I've only seen a very short clip, and as somebody who's had nothing like that, but like sometimes I might say I'd sell Martial, and somebody will clip it and go, look, he'd sell Martial, and in the next sentence I'm saying if they were going to give us Mbappe. So look, short clips are very hard to digest. But effectively, I think it was something along the lines of Harry Kane didn't get booked because he's white. To me, that's a wrong comment. I don't know whether it's a racist comment. I don't know that. But I think it's a wrong comment to make, because you are accusing somebody of being white biased because they don't book Harry Kane. Well, have you got the evidence of that? Do you know that referee? Has he done that sort of thing before? Are you saying that the Premier League's like that? I just think it's a baseless statement and a silly statement to make, because I don't think it does the Black Lives Matter movement any good. Lacazette's offside. Good shot. Alisson covers it. And I think that's the most important thing, is that in a very, very important time at the moment, these things don't help that. But look, I think we're getting a bit, I'm more than happy to talk about it, but I think we're all getting a bit, there's a game of football on here. And Arsenal have equalised. Lacazette. Van Dijk's not happy. Well, I don't know whether he has equalised. The referee is, I think he's given it. And it's 1-1. And Arsenal are happy. They're acting like they've won the cup. Van Dijk gets the ball. Oh, Van Dijk. I'll tell you what, if Harry Maguire does that... Mistake by Van Dijk. Lacazette, he tries to pass it back. Lacazette gets onto it, and it's 1-1. Well, it makes it a little bit more interesting. Maybe Liverpool were coasting a little bit in this game. Arsenal giving themselves a little bit of hope there. Tell you what, it doesn't bode well for Chelsea at Anfield next week, does it, United fans, actually? Chelsea are obviously going to be going to Anfield trying to win. And, yeah, Van Dijk better than Harry Beckenbauer, says Kobe United on Hot Mic. And Zane's in with a super chat saying goal. Well, look, fair play. Look. As I said, it's all banter. I enjoy watching Arsenal lose. Of course I do. I enjoy the fact that they're in 10th place. But they're in 9th at the moment. And, oh, that was late, ref. Not going to give a foul there. Plays it on. But, you can't knock... there's genuine fans out there, aren't there? There's genuine fans out there, and they'll enjoy that. So, fair play to them. It was a mistake. Look, everybody makes mistakes. I've just tweeted that. Harry Maguire's made 3 mistakes in the last month. Everybody makes mistakes. Van Dijk is the best centre-back in the world, and he's just made a big mistake. And Fabinho's just made another mistake, giving it to Pepe. Liverpool are very, very lax at the moment. They are not as focused as they were. And this is my worry about when they play Chelsea next week, is that their foot is off the pedal a little bit. So, and Zane's in again. He's playing the drums or something. And Sanid says, if Maguire did that, the entire football community would after him. Yeah, they definitely would. Clang says, where's your 3rd place? Mate, we haven't played. There's 3 games to play yet. I don't get this. Do you not think I'm just sat here soaking in like a sponge all this 3rd, 5th place? Chelsea are better than you. I'm just soaking it in like a sponge, because revenge is a dish best served cold. And mine's in the freezer. But look, you know what? I want to finish 3rd. I don't want to finish 4th. And if Chelsea finish above us, they finish above us, don't they? But United have got to go and do their thing yet. Kev says, do you think that Man United can win the Europa League? Yeah, I do, but I don't want to think about the Europa League. I'd be a lot of pressure is on the Europa League if we don't get top 4. Over 7,000 watching. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 190,000. What's the name of the mum in Friday Night Dinner? The dad's called Jim. No, it's Jim and Wilson. I can't remember the name of the mum. Jackie. Hello, Jackie. You smell nice. That's all I wanted to say. Hello, Jackie. You smell nice. If you know, you know. Shalom. Yes, Jim's so funny. He's so funny. I've only got into Friday Night Dinner recently. Do a Gary Neville impression. I don't do Gary Neville. I can't do it. Joseph A says, if you draw or lose to Crystal Palace, do you think you'll still get top 4? I'm only starting OnlyFans, says Hill Judge. Don't you have to take your top off to do that? I mean, I'm happy to do it, but I don't know who's going to pay. But yeah, I think if United lost tomorrow, there'd be a massive meltdown amongst the Man United fan base. But I was thinking about this afternoon when I was playing a bit of pro clubs. I don't know why I was thinking about it when I was playing pro clubs. I think it was on them elongated half times where you just sat there waiting. And I was thinking, if United lose to Palace and Leicester beat Sheffield United, we're still only 3 points behind Leicester and we've got to play Leicester. So it wouldn't be over if United draw or lose tomorrow. As much as I'd be really annoyed and I'd probably be moaning like everybody else, it wouldn't be over. I think third place would be over. Callum M says, Mark, are you a ripped jeans type of guy? No. The only ripped jeans I've wore is when I tripped over a barbed wire fence. It was by choice, not design. Liverpool on the attack here. Robertson with the cross. That'll go for a corner. Will Pogba and Bruno bounce back, says Oscar O'Neill. Well, join me tomorrow night and find out. We will be live on this channel at 6 o'clock for Leicester against Sheffield United. And then straight after that, the United stand will be live for Crystal Palace against Man United at 8:15. So 2 big games tomorrow in the race for top 4. And then Friday night, it's West Ham versus Watford if you're interested in the relegation battle. I'm not. I'm going down the pub. But you might be. Mane with the header over the bar. Ever been told you're the spit of Darren Day, says Super EMCG. Get him out. Get out of my super chat. I look nothing like Darren Day. Bloody Darren Day. I look nothing like him. Mark, I've noticed United versus Liverpool Premier League fixtures for the years. They complete 2 legs too early every season. And any chance that it might be done to avoid giving... I don't know what you mean, Akil. I don't know what GOH is. Why is life like a box of chocolates, says Michael E. Awesome new design. Yeah, if you like the new design, a big shout out to Draughty Devil and smash a like. It is nice. It's nice. It's a nice chair as well. Shall I show you the chair? Have you seen the chair? There's the chair, look. Available in all good Argos shops. It's not really. We should do a That's Football chair though. It's a nice one. But I'm back. And you can actually get these t-shirts if you want. The link's in the video description. So 5 minutes to go to half time. And your Scottish Irish impressions from FIFA is a great Brendan Rodgers impression, says the P1. I don't mean it to be Brendan Rodgers. And I actually absolutely can't do it on demand. Some people actually compare Van Dijk with Vidic, says Oliver77. I mean, Van Dijk and Vidic would be the perfect partnership. They're not comparable. Van Dijk is more like Rio, not Vidic. Vidic and Van Dijk could actually be a perfect partnership. It's like Terry and Vidic wouldn't work. But Terry and Van Dijk could work really well. I don't look like Darren Day, Ben. I don't look like Darren Day. Got a Chelsea fan here, and he says, or she, Zach, probably a he, says, I'm a Chelsea fan, and I think that Man United will get 3rd. I just hope we can get 4th. Well, I want us to get 3rd because I predicted it in lockdown, and everyone laughed at me. But corner here to Liverpool. But I'd be very happy if we get 4th. There's no doubt about that. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, I was going to check what we're on That's Football, because we are definitely on 189 already. So we're on 189,500. So we're getting really close to 190,000. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. And yeah, you know, I'm trying to do Paul McCartney, but it's turning in a bit more to like Mick Jagger, you know, Mick Jagger. But I was trying to do a bit of Paul McCartney because he's a bit like that, but I can't do it because it's Scouse as well. So it's becoming a bit like Mick Jagger, really. It's probably not. It's probably a combination between Mick Jagger and Paul McCartney. It's just not that good. Yeah, so we're getting close to 190k. United stands nearly at 750,000, which is just unbelievable. When I started it from my mum's bedroom, you know, Salah in the box. Oh, cuts it back. Mane won't get there. And he's gone down injured there, Mane. And he's given the foul against Mane. Next career mode's probably going to be Friday, Asher, because I'm doing it on this channel tomorrow. Do I see Leeds going up? Says James Beecher. I don't. What's Leeds' next game? Because they've got a game in hand, haven't they? So, yeah. Didn't know Darren Day did impressions, says Sean Turner. And JLR87. Hi Mark, my dad works for Marie Curie and he saw your bet with Robbie and was wondering if the charity you give the money to would be Marie Curie. I'm a big fan. I would give it to Marie Curie. I've raised over £20,000 for Marie Curie. And Chris Kamara did a little thank you for us a few months ago. So that is my charity because one of my friends died of cancer when he was 41 a couple of years. Well, I think it's 3 years ago now, actually. Time flies. And yeah, so I've started doing a yearly sort of 24-hour stream. And over the 2 years, we raised 8,000 the first year, 12,000 the second year. So... but that money won't be going to Marie Curie. 2-1 to Arsenal. Liverpool in the mud here. Shocking defending by Liverpool. And it's 2-1 to Arsenal. Shocking. Klopp's got his mouth wide open. Careful, you'll catch a fly. He's still not closed it. He's still not closed it. It's still open. And it's 2-1. And I think, is it Nelson who scores this one? Good finish. 2-1 Arsenal. This is turning into a crap night for Manchester United, really. Wolves dropping points, so they can't catch Chelsea. And Liverpool getting battered by Arsenal at the moment, which means Chelsea will definitely beat them next week. And people say about De Gea and Maguire, says Sean Turner. Yeah, so going back to that previous super chat, I don't know what Robbie's charity is, but you pay out the 500 quid if you lose the bet. So Arsenal are not going to finish above United, are they? So I won't be. Unfortunately, the money won't be going to Marie Curie. It'll be whatever theirs is. 2-1 to Arsenal. What the WTF? Says ha 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 ha. Loving the Rashford t-shirt, says Asing. Thanks, pal. And I put the wrong score on the screen. Yeah, I have. I did do that one on purpose. I've got a habit of doing it wrong at the moment. So, if Arsenal were to win this game, I can tell you now, they'd go up to 9th. I just can't. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I cannot help myself finding a way to banter Arsenal. Ladies and gentlemen, the Arteta revolution has started, says Zayn Miassi. Or it could be that Liverpool have made 2 mistakes, mate. I mean, both goals are defensive errors, really. I'd almost be checking the brown envelopes in Alisson and Van Dijk's locker, because I think what we're seeing here is what I saw with United many times. This is what worries me about Chelsea next week with Liverpool, is that many times I've seen United win a title and then it's very hard to motivate yourself. I thought I was going to say something interesting then, and I've forgotten. First time ever, something interesting. I was going to say something then, I can't remember what it was. Robertson's coming forward here. Mark, does Arsenal watch-alongs for the payouts from Zane's Super Chat, says Sean Z. No, Zane doesn't normally come on for an Arsenal game, to be fair. He normally here for the other games. That's what I was going to say. I'm getting a little bit worried here because David Luiz, don't worry, David Luiz, we've got David Luiz in the hot mic. He says, don't worry, David Luiz at your surface. Ollie conceded 4 goals before I could say Europa. And favourite Tarantino movie, Reservoir Dogs classic, says Michael Lee. I agree with you on that one. But let me just, for anybody who's a little bit worried, I've done 4 Arsenal watch-alongs since lockdown. They've not won any game. Every game I haven't done a watch-along, Arsenal have won. So I've still got that. I've still got that in my pocket, that as it's half-time here, Arsenal have never won a game since lockdown where I've done a watch-along, and I've done a few, so there's plenty of time. Thanks for the sticker, Alec Williams. So it's 2-1 to Arsenal at half-time. Deservedly so. I don't think Liverpool have done enough to be in front, and they've certainly done enough to concede 2 goals. 2 big mistakes, really. Oscar Walatoft says, this can be good for United in a way because Liverpool won't lose 2 games in a row. I don't think Liverpool are going to lose this, to be honest. I really don't. The Arsenal fans are like rats crawling out from their dark corners, acting like they're winning the league next year. Look, I would say this. You know, even though Arsenal are a banter club, they have got some nice fans. I have met one before. And if they're excited because their club is winning, you can't begrudge them that. But Liverpool are on holiday, as Rach91 just said, and both goals come from defensive errors. It's not like, you know, Burnley could have scored those goals against Liverpool. Norwich could have scored those goals against Liverpool. They're not team goals. There's nothing revolutionary about Arteta in the way they've scored those goals. And I think that's always very important, isn't it? When you start talking about an Arteta revolution, well, you've scored 2 goals because Liverpool made mistakes, not because you've played good football. So I would just be a little bit... I always say this to Arsenal fans. Don't let your mouth run away with your intelligence because you look stupid. You might win this game. You might win this game. You're in a good position to win it. But let's not forget that it's 2-1 because of 2 mistakes. Banter Liverpool then, Mark, says great banter. I mean, what am I... Like, what am I going to banter Liverpool about? They've won the bloody league. Like, there's levels to banter here. What have I got Liverpool to banter about? As I said, if Harry Maguire makes that mistake that Van Dijk just did, or if De Gea makes the mistake Alisson just did, they'd get absolutely pummeled. But because it's Liverpool, they don't. But everybody can make a mistake. I've said this many times about David De Gea. But Liverpool have won the league. Arsenal are winning and they've gone up to 9th. You know, it's hard to banter a club that's actually quite good. Mark, stop the salt, says Dav3 FC. Mate, I'm the least salty. You may as well call me a chocolate eclair because there's nothing salty about me. I don't do salt. I'm just not that sort of football fan. If I was a salty football fan, I wouldn't do that football watching other teams play and enjoying it. I'm not. I love my club. I want my club to win. When my club's playing, it's on the United stand and everybody's the enemy or a rival or whatever you want to call it. But when my club's not playing, I can watch a football match and just enjoy it. I don't do salt. It doesn't do you any good. It just makes you bitter. Loving the Rashford t-shirt, says Josh Phillips. Yep, I have put the link in the video description if anybody wants to get it. It is new out now. We've got Martial and Bruno ones, but The Rashford one is out. Mank born and bred, MR10. That's what it said. Where will Stoke finish next season, says Corona. I don't even know what league Stoke are in. I'm sorry to be ignorant. I've got no idea. A lot of people talking about Mason Greenwood being injured. I don't know whether this is breaking news because I know he had a bit of a knock. But I haven't heard anything definitive that he is injured. I'm just having a quick look on... I can't see anything about it, so I can't really comment. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. We're getting closer and closer to 190,000 on That's Football, which is great. And Mohammed says Troops is saying that he doesn't want Manchester United to get Champions League football. I'm surprised Troops is saying anything. I mean, I'm absolutely stunned that he's even on that show, but there you go. Who should start in goal for United next season, says Zach Arnott. And for me, it's David De Gea. You look like Kevin Magnussen, says Scott Jones. And Liverpool have nothing to play for, says Rach91. Exactly, I think that's the problem. Welcome to Callum Bushby, latest member. He's actually subscribed. Thank you very much. Kay Havertz to Chelsea, says Akil. Well, apparently Chelsea will look at Jack Grealish if they don't get Havertz. So I want United to get Grealish. So obviously I think Havertz will go to Chelsea. I just don't see anybody else can buy them. And when's the Villa career mode out, Mark? Keep up the hard work, says Rafi. Probably Friday, because I'm doing Leicester Sheffield United tomorrow watch along, so I normally just do one video a day on this channel. I'm very confident of the Sancho deal, always have been. Has Salah even played? Yep. And Liverpool better step it up against Chelsea. Not really bothered about this game, says Great Banter. Well, look, yeah, I mean, you can read into it many ways. Somebody just said it on Twitter, I think, that if I want Liverpool to lose now, because then they won't want to lose 2 games in a row. They definitely won't want to lose their record at Anfield. They'll have to respond a little bit. So, you know, Liverpool winning tonight would be nice because they're keeping that record going to get... well, they can't get 100 points if they lose tonight. If they draw tonight, they can still do it. So, there. There. If Arsenal can beat Liverpool, what makes us think they'll be able to beat Chelsea? If anything, it looks like a loss to Spiters, says Tyrone Williams. Well, yeah, that is the concern, Tyrone. And do you think Chelsea will be deadly going forward next season, says Luca? I think they'll be better than they are this season with Timo Werner. I think that's not in doubt. Timo says, hi Mark, as an Arsenal fan, I really enjoy your content. Keep it up. Hopefully the rebuild will start in the summer. It's going to take some years. I think that is you know, I know a lot of Arsenal fans, and there is a lot of Arsenal fans, even Zayn, to be fair, who have that opinion. You've just got to be patient. But as I did say this before the game started, whatever the result tonight, there is a little bit of a nod towards the future from Arteta's team today. With Nelson playing, Pepe playing, Xhaka playing, Cherney playing, Holding playing. Maybe Lacazette's going to stay. I don't think he's going anywhere either. So there is a little bit of a nod to the future from Arteta tonight. Who will score more goals for United in their career, Tony or Marcus, says Ali. I think Rashford might score more goals because he might stay longer. But Martial should score more. But at the moment, Rashford's getting a lot of goals there. At CDM, personally, I would ask Bayern about Kimmich, says the real Jake. I'm just going to do a little bit of a stretch. God, that looks weird. Not like one of those bodies with no head, because there is no head. Don't like that. Don't do that again. Don't do that again. Ben Clement says, I feel that people are forgetting that Leicester got absolutely destroyed by 19th place Bournemouth. I think Sheffield United could get some... I think Leicester are going to drop points before United because they've got Sheffield United tomorrow, and then they've got Spurs. So I think that there will be dropped points. How confident are you that United are going to get top 4? Says Yuv. I'm still saying third place. I don't like to change my opinion unless I need to. And I still think Manchester United will get top 4. I think they'll get third place. I think we'll beat Palace and West Ham. I think Liverpool will take a draw of Chelsea at least, and then that will put us into third place going into the last game against Leicester, where we'll probably blow it. But I think we'll be fine. I think we'll do it. I want to go into the Europa League and enjoy it. I don't want to go into the Europa League and panic about it. I think it will be United third and Chelsea fourth, yes. Obviously, Wolves can only get top 4 now if they finish above United. Wolves cannot catch Chelsea. Leicester, I don't think will do it. So I think it will be United and Chelsea in the top 4, yes. Joshua Bowwater says, I swear I've turned into you. I've just watched that match of you over lockdown when you were talking about Ollie needing to raise the lads. I found myself singing You Raise Me Up. And Luke Shaw needs to be fit, says Rach91. He does. Big up Luke Shaw. And Klopp's going to blame the referee, says Willie. And Adam99 says, I don't think this question wouldn't get answered, but what I've just heard that former Burnley midfielder Jeff Hendrick has been linked with United. What are your thoughts on this weird rumour? I just think if United are getting players like Jeff Hendrick, why are we trying to sell Jesse Lingard? Why would you bring in a player like that? He's nowhere near a top 6 player. Nowhere near. So don't want him anywhere near the club. Not heard anything on Axel Iza. And would you ever consider doing Dancing with Goldbridge, says James Bellow. I'd love to do Dancing on Ice, Strictly Come Dancing. I'd love to do that. I'm just not famous enough to do it. I don't necessarily want to be that famous to do it, but I would do that. I wouldn't do Jungle. Got no interest in eating testicles of whatever, or going into a tub with worms, or not being able to have a shower every day. These are things that I don't want to do. So no. Get David Luiz off before he scores an own goal hat-trick, says Amy Assey. Well, the second half is set up quite nicely, isn't it? I'm quite looking forward to the second half. Petition for Mark to ice dance on TV, says Mike. I'd go out first round, by the way. Me ice skating would be worth a video. I can't do it. I haven't got the coordination to do it. I just can't do it. I've tried it twice in my life. I got laughed at and I'll stop it. If someone laughs at me doing something, I'll just throw them on the floor, take my top off, throw that on the floor, bit of that, and just leave. And then come back and get my t-shirt because it was cold outside. Do I rate Reece Nelson, says Jesse Lingard. I haven't really seen enough of him. I know when he was over in Germany he was quite highly rated. I expected him to play a little bit more football this season, but we haven't seen that. But I think he's certainly a player that could go to the next level. Consistency is always the key. Jose Marino says, hardest part of ice skating is trying to get up when you fall. I think that's the same as life. That is the same as life. James Ciro says, if Ricky was an Arsenal fan, who would he overrate? Well, listen up here, Robbie. Xhaka is fantastic. Everybody's saying that Aubameyang and Lacazette are great, but I'm telling you now, Xhaka is superb. Everything goes through him. You may as well call him Allbran, because everything goes through him. He's absolutely superb. He's ticking things along. I've seen him in that first half. He must have done a 5-yard pass back to the keeper 3 times. But when the keeper then plays it forward, people don't understand. They don't understand, Robbie. So I think Xhaka would probably be his person. Do you think Dele will play left back tomorrow, says Daniel Mawson? I think there will be changes for United tomorrow. I just don't know who. I mean, the more interesting game, because I'm doing it first tomorrow, will be on this channel. Tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, we will be live for Leicester against Sheffield United. What's Leicester's team going to be? I mean, I'd have to have a little look here. But Sionku's definitely out for the rest of the season, which is a massive blow because he's head and shoulders one of the best centre-backs in the league. Maddison, obviously Ricardo Pereira's not going to be back. Maddison and Chilwell both face fitness tests, or Brighton as well. So I think Leicester are struggling. They're really struggling. Ricardo Pereira is one of their best players. He's not. He's you know, that's unfortunate for a club like Leicester that he's been out for so long. So yes, definitely. I think you're as important for Arsenal like Henderson. Like Henderson helps them get points, says Varun. Watch Liverpool turn up against us, says Goddy67. And AMK on Hot Mic says Dan James and Delo will start tomorrow. How do you think United should set up tomorrow, Mark? Says Jordan. The same way that we have. Look, Crystal Palace, I watched them play against Chelsea. I saw quite a lot of the Villa game. Crystal Palace are a hard-working side, well organised. That's what Roy Hodgson does. But they're not a side that's going to press as high up the pitch like Southampton. So we will have a lot of the ball, and we're going to have to break them down. Sheffield play deep and Leicester only threat is in behind, so should be interesting, says Joseph Double. Yeah, Leicester are quite a disappointing side, really. They're very one-dimensional, which Brendan Rodgers, I thought he had more strings to his bow than that, but he doesn't. He's got one string on his bow, and it plays the same tune. Boing. So, second half. What do we think in the second half? Do you think that there is an opportunity for this to change around? Or do you think that they will hang on to the lead, extend the lead? I'm going to say 2-2. I think there'll be a draw. I think it'll be a draw. I think Liverpool will take a draw because it still gives them the opportunity to get to 100 points. And I think Arsenal would be overjoyed with that as well. But, look, all I can say is, unfortunately, Arsenal fans, when I do a watch-along of Arsenal, you don't win. Do you think Mengi should be playing with Maguire, says Arman Hussein? No. Ocarina says, what websites do you look at? What, in relation to what? For pleasure or for football? Yellow card there, early for Torreira. Hashit says there's more than one goal in this half. A little less conversation, a little more action, please. What do you think of PSV, says Lenson? Not a lot. And put Klopp in charge of United and we would comfortably be ahead of them. I know we're on 189k. Is Greenwood injured? I know he's got a knock. I just don't know whether there's any new story. What happened to the timer? Nothing, it's fine. It's right below me. That sounded like below me. Below me, and I'm pointing down. Right below me. If you took the right out, you'd have a nice clip there saying blow me. When I'm saying it's right below me. You see what I'm saying? Romu should have got a red card. Wyatt, he definitely should. Disgusting, really. But, you know, yet again, like the Wolves game today, who thought that was a penalty for Burnley today? Who did you see the penalty? Did you think it was a penalty? Yes or no? Because for me, I think it's shocking. I think it's a disgrace. As I said at the time, disgusting. I think TAA's just got booked there. Yep. Don't get any bloody sendings off. We don't want anything like that happening. David Luiz. He tries to play football in such a casual way that comes across as crap. Favourite sandwich filling, Mark, says Great Banter. Well, I've told this story before, so I'm sorry if I have told it you before. But I just love a plain cheese with no butter and brown bread. I don't really. That would makes me so thirsty thinking about it. Give me some water. Mane. TAA. What is he doing? Oh, God, it's Pinball Wizard round that box there, but it's gone for a corner. They're all... I mean, TAA should have scored here. It comes back to him on the back post, and he gets his volley all wrong. But then it's bouncing about. Robertson has a shot. He has another shot. Salah has a shot. Goes for a corner. Now, my favourite sandwich... I mean, cheese with no butter on a brown bread. Ugh, it's making me feel like... just horrible. My favourite sandwich is called a triple decker. You can get it from O'Brien's. Who they did open up some sandwich chains in England, but I don't know whether they've got them anymore. They certainly shut the one down in Birmingham, and it's a 3-layered sandwich. So you have 3 bits of bread. The middle piece of bread is toasted, and then you have 2 layers of the sandwich. So that when you've got it, it's literally about that big. Bottom layer is like chicken mayonnaise, lettuce. You can have onion if you want. Top layer is coleslaw, bacon, tomato. It's just brilliant, and the texture of the slice of toast in the middle just makes it absolutely brilliant. Zed Jamie says his favourite filling has to be salmon paste. It's right up there with tuna paste. Jam sandwich. Oh God, I remember as a kid I used to have a lunchbox, and you know, like, there's nothing more soul destroying when you have to take a lunchbox and you're hungry. You can smell that it's chip day from the dinner lady, and you're there with your lunchbox. You open it up and you're hungry. What have you got? A packet of plain Nisa ready salted crisps, a jam sandwich, and an out-of-date yogurt. Ketchup sandwich. Oh, God. Although, I think your palate changes as you get older, because there's a lot of things that I like now that I didn't like as a kid, and there's a lot of things I don't like now that I liked as a kid. I used to love... I'd just have a salad cream sandwich. I mean, that just makes me want to, feels like it would burn my insides. Things I like now that I didn't used to like. Good run by Chamberlain. Cross comes in. Keeper catches it. Liverpool doing a lot better second half here. Avocado, didn't used to like that. Beetroot, didn't used to like that. I like it now. Guacamole, which is a bit like avocado. I love that. Didn't used to... there's a few things I didn't used to like, but now I do. Anchovies. I love anchovies now. Didn't used to like them either. That's going to go for a goal kick. No way Saha's going to get that. I've had a super chat from Peter Jones. He says, do you remember Salt and Shaker and when Walkers had those prizes in the blue packets? I remember Salt and Shaker. I think they still do it. It's the packet of crisps that you open, then it's got a little blue sachet of salt. You open it up, you put it in, and then you close the bag and you go like that. Good practice for when you get older, actually, the Salt and Shaker. Give it a good old shake, and then it's meant to get the salt all over the crisps. I used to just throw the salt in the bin and eat the crisps. Mark was looking through first few United Stand videos, inspiring to see what was built over 4 years, was wondering what happened to the likes of Kev from Van Cam and how glad you are that you and Draughty Devil didn't quit due to all that hate at the start. As far as I know, everybody's still on Twitter. It is inspiring to see the journey, especially when, you know, we're very close to 750,000. And yeah, I'm glad I did come back. I think, you know, you learn a lot doing this. And look, the haters are still there. We've probably got more haters than we did before. But you know, if you're not doing something right if you haven't got haters. Unfortunately, not everybody's nice. Sad to see our best ever centre back Mike Smalling leave the club. Captain, leader and legend, says David Kelleher. I don't play golf, Ben. The one with perfection says he's smoking weed for sure. I nearly said something I shouldn't have said there. I haven't smoked weed for probably, 15 years. Salah's just missed a sitter. Absolute sitter. He's got all... I tell you what, watch this chance back for Salah here. It comes to him in the box. It's a lovely ball by Van Dijk. It's TAA. He should be getting another assist here. He cuts it back to Salah, who's got so much time in the box because he leaves David Luiz on his arse. I mean, look at that defending from David Luiz. But he's got the old goal to aim at. And he puts it over the bar. Well, it gets tipped over the bar, but he should have scored. Oh, Liverpool are going through the gears here, though. Interesting stat here. Before the restart, Liverpool could have reached 109 points and the points record seemed a formality. Now, if they fail to turn this around and win, City's Centurions will keep the record. They've just not looked the same since Corona break. I think it's a mentality thing. They've been better second half. They have been better second half. United tomorrow night, yeah. Well, they're going to make a sub here. Double substitution from Arsenal. And Aubameyang and Willock are going to come on. I love this. I love this. There's somebody on Twitter, right? I'm just looking at some of my tweets. There's something on Twitter here, right? And he says, Goldbridge jinxing it again. Keep your mouth shut next time. For fuck's sake. Twice this week you've made a prat of yourself. So he's talking about the fact that I said Arsenal are up to 9th. Am I jinxing the fact that Arsenal are up to 9th? And also, we live in a world where people have a bloody opinion. I ain't going to stop tweeting my opinion because it might be wrong. Oh, shit. I might get a football game prediction wrong. Oh, I better not say anything again in case I look a prat. I've got no control over it. I've got no control. If I say United are going to win 3-0 tomorrow and they win 2-0, oh God, I got it wrong. I can't believe it. I've had such an involvement in that result. I didn't really just predict something from my brain that I've got no control over at all. Some people just really are odd. Really odd. How has fame changed? Well, here's a funny question as well from Obed Isaac. He says, how has fame changed you and do you have an ultimate goal regarding football, like presenting on Sky or something? Cheers from Canada. I wasn't saying you were odd for the comment. I was just saying I've never been asked this before. For one, I'm not famous. For two, I don't want to be famous. For three, I just do this because I enjoy it, and fan opinion's very important to me. Anybody who's ever met me, whether you've been at the United Stand meetup that we had in London or you see me on the street, I'll stop and have a chat with people. I'm not in any way vain, or do I think that this is anything other than just talking to people about football. So definitely not famous. And what is my end goal? I don't ever want to stop doing this. I don't really see what... I went to Sky for a day a couple of years ago on transfer deadline day. It was the most frustrating day of the time I've been doing this sort of thing. I was on Sky twice for 5 minutes, but I had to be there 8 hours because it's all time slotted, it's all scripted, and some people love all that, but I don't love all that. I like interaction, and I like talking with football fans because I think some of the opinions that you lot came out with is just fantastic, and it generates interesting conversation. Whereas conversation that's handed to you on a piece of paper, this would be good to discuss. Nah, I don't like that. So it would have to be something really odd to get me on something like Sky or BT or anything like that. And I don't think they'd want me anyway, because they don't like that sort of realism, do they? They want, they want a certain sort of person who, isn't me. But I wouldn't want to do it anyway. I feel like using 5 subs destroys the structure of the team and thus pointless. It's half the team. What do you think? Should Ollie keep to 3 subs as pumpkin spice latte? Yeah, so this is the news that we're going to have 5 substitutes next season. I think it's really unfair on teams that are don't have great big squads. I'm not a fan of the 5 subs thing. I don't like it. This second half is whizzing by though. Arsenal 4, Liverpool 1. Lack a hat trick. Who will score more goals then? Martial next season, says Zamiasi. Well, it's a funny old game this, because Liverpool are doing all the pressing. Arsenal are trying to defend, which is the same as the Leicester game. And he's headed it over the bar there, Wijnaldum. And maybe Arsenal are trying to hit on the break here, but I think they need to attack more. Arsenal, they're just doing same tactics from Arteta again here. I'm going to tweet this so I look clever. I think it will be a mistake. I think Arteta needs to play in a different way. Watching Liverpool just shows how good of a manager Klopp is, because they have so many average players, says Sean Turn. And the law is 5 subs. The Prem hasn't implemented it yet, says Dane Grayson. I just don't see why we need to go up to 5 subs. I don't know. I thought that this rule only came about because of the fact that nobody had a pre-season. I don't see why you need to have it next season, and I certainly don't think it should be something that stays. Stretch. A couple of substitutions for Liverpool here. In fact, I think they might be making 2 substitutions. Minamino's coming on, and Naby Keita's coming on. So does that make Liverpool stronger or weaker? I don't know. But Chamberlain's coming off, and I would imagine Wijnaldum's coming off. No, Firmino's coming off. Funny player, Firmino, isn't he? Do you think Bruno should be rested against Palace, says Sam Hardwick? No. And don't you think Trent Alexander-Arnold should have been sent off, says Unknown? And Darcy Harrison says, Arsenal, 2 shots, 2 goals, it's a FIFA game. Well, they're 2-1 up because of 2 mistakes, aren't they, at the end of the day? What was that? What do people think? Should Trent Alexander-Arnold have been sent off? I wasn't paying a lot of attention at the time. To me, it looked like a yellow card, but I think when you see it in slow motion, you're probably saying, is there a lot of difference to that and Nketiah against Leicester? The hilarious thing is, the Wallies off AFTV will probably be saying it's a disgrace, it should be a sending off, even though it's a very similar situation to Nketiah, where they said it shouldn't have been sending off. So, don't listen to any of them, because they just don't know their arse from the elbow. But I suppose what I would say is, it could have been, with the way football is at the moment, it could have been a red card, couldn't it? Man City have been acquitted of breaching FIFA FFP rules. The punishment has only been revoked. They've not been acquitted, says the P1. Minamino shoots wide. I'll tell you what, I think Arsenal's chances of winning have gone up with Minamino and Keita coming on, because I don't rate them. And Josh Harlow on Hot Mic says, no, United should not rest players against Palace, because if we drop points, that could be top 4 over. Yeah, exactly. You've got to go strong. Stronger, fitter, faster. Stronger, fitter, faster, stronger. That don't kill you, can only make you stronger. Do you think Liverpool will degenerate back to a banter club once Klopp has left, says Connor Ellis? Well, I think it's always difficult when you lose a manager, because we saw that with Sir Alex and United. No way is that Steve Round as Arteta's assistant. It is ex-Steve Round. Used to be at United with Wally Moyes. Yep, he is now at Arsenal. I don't know how he's managed to get that gig, but he has. Liverpool got a free kick here to whip it in. Crap cross, that is. Oh, it ends up in a corner, though. Oh, let me have a bit of peppermint tea. Oh, I've just gone past it. You know when, like, you've got to be a peppermint tea or a green tea drinker to know this, but when you first pour it out, you can't drink it because it's boiling hot. So you always leave it a few minutes, but you can leave it beyond the warmth that is nice, and this has just gone a bit lukewarm. It's not pleasant. Do you think Man City's ban being lifted means financial fair play is dead because other teams will use City's situation to get off? Says the P1. Yeah, I think it probably is. And how did you used to do watch-alongs when it was Saturday 3 p.m? Because no channels show it unless you have MUTV, says Ewan Black. I didn't really do 3 p.m. ones. Thoughts on Chiesa rumours? Thoughts on Minamino? Says Pencil. I don't believe the Chiesa rumours. Minamino doesn't really matter to Liverpool because he was so cheap it doesn't matter. I don't think Arsenal are going to win this game. They've done absolutely nothing. Then again, they'll probably just get a chance on the break and win it 3-1 because that's how football works, isn't it? Good run by Keita here. It's done well. Minamino's crap though. Mark, do you have a fantasy team? Says Michael Duffy. What, like, I go to bed at night thinking, oh, I'd love Ronaldo and Messi. Or is it like fantasy Premier League? I actually don't have either, so. I don't know why this made me laugh. So, Mark Smith, I presume somebody said, what's your favourite dish? And he said, vegetarian curry with chicken. It's just makes me laugh. Made me laugh. Nathan Levy says Arsenal can't rely on a 2-1 lead. Stranger things have happened. It's a funny old world. Are you right-footed or left-footed? Says Greg Barker. I'm both. Born a right footer, taught myself on the left. Never played a massively high level of football, but it amazes me. Salah's offside. It's Minamino. How many of you are two-footed? Because anybody can be two-footed. My granddad, rest in peace, he was sort of why I was quite good at football, and he used to say, like, what I want you to do is over the next couple of weeks, because I'd see him at the weekend. He'd say, kick a ball up the side of the wall with your right foot, hit it as hard as you can, control it. Hit it hard as you can, control it. It's all about passing and control. And I did it, and I remember saying to him, watch what I can do. And he said, right, now go and do it with your left foot and then come back to me. And I remember one of my best games, I played primary school football, and one of my favourite games was we won 6-1 and I scored 4 goals with my left foot and I was only 9. So, and I'm not left foot, right was my strongest foot, but so I've always been two-footed, and I wasn't a professional footballer, so if I can be two-footed, why can't a professional footballer be two-footed? You know, you look at someone like Ashley Young who used to play at left back for United. His left foot was for standing. That was it. He didn't know anything. He couldn't do anything with his foot. Imagine being an Arsenal fan, and if they beat Liverpool, imagine what they'll be saying, says the Machine 94. Yeah, they'll be in 9th. even if they win this game, well done. But you're still banter because you're ninth. I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet for a second half anyway. Somebody just said, Martin Austin just said, will Spurs get Europa League? I don't know what Europa League is in relation to position. Arsenal are well and truly parking the bus here though. Defence against attack it is. No one. I did know that Last Kingdom got renewed. Thanks for that. No, Luke Shaw's got no... There's loads of footballers who don't have a right or left foot, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's defence against attack here. It's an intriguing game to watch. Andy Robertson brings it forward. Oh, Salah's shit, isn't he? He just missed another header. Bloody Salah. Mane down the left-hand side. Liverpool have really stepped it up a bit here. But the attack breaks down. Salah's been really poor tonight, says Gary. Well, he's missed two. He should have 2 goals. Hazik says, I thought you said Arsenal are going to lose. For the millionth time this week, I don't have an almanac of the results. I'm not from Back to the Future 2. I've not come back in a DeLorean and I saw what happened next week. I don't definitively know scores. I have a prediction like everybody else. And if I was always right, I'd be a millionaire because I'd gamble. I don't gamble because I don't actually know definitively what's going to happen, do I? I expect Liverpool to win this game, but if Arsenal win it, Arsenal win it. Are you doing a watch along next week for Liverpool Chelsea? Yes, I will. P1, I will. I think it's a drinks break. I think it's on at the same time as Man United, in which case I won't be able to, but oh no, I will. So Man United West Ham is at 6 o'clock and then Liverpool Chelsea is at 8:15. So I'll probably... Man United West Ham will finish at about 10 to 8. Match reaction. So no, I'll probably do the second. It's be difficult. I'll probably because I'll be doing match reactions and stuff. That on the telly at the moment. That's the old Highbury. Lovely. I've been there. It's lovely what they've done with it. The way that used to be their football ground. So they've got gardens and the 4 things are all flats and apartments now. So, Arsenal are nearly there. 20 minutes to go. Be a massive win for Arsenal if they could do it. I don't think they are going to do it. Yeah, it's great what they've done with Highbury though, because so many grounds, old grounds, they just get demolished and turned into car parks or supermarkets. Was there any point in bringing Aubameyang on to literally park the bus, says Jordan Such? And Abbas says, Mark, if Liverpool lose tonight, it becomes impossible for them to get 100 points. Might want to spoil United's party by throwing away the Chelsea game. Big up to you for your content. Love from Mumbai in India. Yeah, I know. It would be nice if Liverpool could just get an equalizer, because then they need to win their last 2 to get 100 points. And I don't know what Liverpool's last 2 games are, but I'm pretty sure that they've got Newcastle last game, yeah. So they could win that. They could beat Chelsea as well. Arsenal's last few games, in case anybody's interested, they've got Villa and Watford. So they could finish off with 6 points, Arsenal. Jack says, I can't hack this, Mark. And Bellerin's going to have to plant some trees if Arsenal wins, says Soumya. I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal do win this, but I don't think they're going to win it. I would be very surprised if they can get through this half without conceding a goal. Mane wins a corner. He's had a good game, Mane, comparable to Salah, who I think's had a very poor game. Should have had 2 goals, Salah. Arteta Revolution, says Ballystocks and Sports. Jake Mitchell says Arsenal are going to scam a 3rd goal soon. They've got... I know what you mean. They've got to have a chance at some point. We are 200 subscribers away from 190,000, so please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Van Dijk heads it wide. They've had chances this second half, but they've just not been able to put the ball into the back of the net. "15 minutes to go." Substitution here for Arsenal. Cedric comes off. Maitland-Niles comes on. Mark, is Greenwood injured for the Palace match, says Salah Ahmed? I don't know. I know he had a knock, but there seems to be a lot of people thinking he's injured. Tarek says, how do you use Hot Mic? Download it. Link in the video description. Invite code Mark363. Follow me, Mark Goldbridge. You'll see the stream. Go in there. And then there's people on the chat who'll help you out. But it's quite straightforward, really. You'll see once you've done it. Have I been to ice hockey, says Stuart Kelly? I think years ago I went to watch Nottingham Panthers. Like, Nottingham Panthers, when I was growing up, used to be quite a big thing. You don't really hear about it now. One, because I don't live in Nottingham, but yeah, there used to be quite a... They'd always be on the news and that. Good play by... What great play by Fabinho there, and then he loses it. Liverpool are putting a shift in, but Arsenal just doing nothing on the attack. Both goals for Arsenal from defensive errors. 1-0 to Liverpool at the time. Van Dijk make a mistake. Alisson makes a mistake. They're going 2-1 down at half time. Arsenal have done nothing second half. They've tried to defend a lead, and at the moment, you know, I don't think it's the way to do it, but it's working. Mark Havertz just chose Chelsea. We need to act, says Football Skills. Did he? Xhaka, look at him. There's nothing wrong with him. Do you watch NFL? Says Josh. TCR? No. I don't. There's no Is any American sport back yet? Basketball. American football doesn't kick in till the autumn anyway, does it? But MLS is back apparently. That Xhaka there was just playing for time. Disgusting, really. God, Norwich versus Burnley on Saturday night at 5 o'clock. Who's going to watch that? A mid-table team against a team that's been relegated. Tottenham-Leicester on Sunday is a good one. Big game, that. Big game, that. NBA's back on the 30th of July and NHL will start in August, says Rasmus. You know the problem with American sport is that there's so much of it. You can't really... They play so often. If you're a football fan, watching an American sport's very difficult because they just play so often. I think that when the basketball season's on, they play like every couple of days, don't they? Jordan Such, you parked the bus, Air Force One and a hot air balloon when Jose managed your club, says Zayn Mayassi. Well, maybe it's the Arteta revolution to park the bus a bit, you know. I mean, they literally are and have spent most of the half just defending. And I know if you're Arsenal fans, they'll see this as a positive. They'll be like, look, it shows we can finally defend. Liverpool being patient here. It's a bit like playing FIFA against a shit team, this, when they get an early goal and they just, on pro clubs, they get an early dodgy goal and they spend the rest of the game just defending, or you're just going side to side trying to wait for a mistake. Corner. Oh, he's offside. Love from Ipswich is Prime Day. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Formula 1. I'll tell you what, Formula 1 really pissed me off, right? One, I was watching a watch along on Sunday and they flashed up the result. Spoiler, idiots. Two, I went to watch the highlights on Sunday night. It wasn't on anywhere. There was no highlights of the Formula 1 on Sunday night. Like, it used to always be on. Wasn't on Channel 4, BBC, ITV, whatever. They didn't have any highlights on. Pisses me off. If you haven't... I didn't have... Football was on, so I didn't have time. Xhaka's just been booked. Shaqiri's coming on. Ideal result tonight would be Liverpool still have an opportunity to get 100 points. Xhaka should have got a red there. That's a fucking red. How is that not a red for Xhaka? I'll wind him up a bit. Mane. Wijnaldum. It's going to go to the keeper, that. 10 minutes to go. I don't think... Have Arsenal had a shot in the second half? Let's have a look. Oh my God. Oh my God. Arsenal have had 2 shots on goal, of which they've scored both, and both were mistakes by Liverpool. So this is... look, Arsenal fans love it. Enjoy it. Fair play. If you win, you are going to enjoy it. But realistically, what can you take from this game? Defensive. Your defensive display, because as an attacking team, there's been nothing then. I actually thought they'd had a couple of chances before they scored, but obviously I'm wrong. Shaqiri's come on for Salah. He's been very poor. Origi's on as well. So... Liverpool having a go here. A Shaqiri and Origi. David Luiz clears it. Might be an opportunity for Arsenal on the break. No. It's quality over quantity, says Zayn Miasi. Zayn, you need to be careful with your super chats. They have a horrible way of coming back and biting you. And remember, if Arsenal win this, they will move up to 9th. They were 10th at the start of the game. 3 points takes them all the way up to 9th. Klasnic is going to come on. Arteta's there. Just park the bus. Park the bus. Mohammed says Arsenal are a mid-table club with a shit manager. Winning Liverpool like winning the Champions League. You've got to look. In fairness, you've got to let them enjoy it if they win, because it's like Burnley beating Liverpool, isn't it? You know, you can live off this for a while. The long and winding road. Thought Arteta studied under Pep, not Jose, says Dick. Oh, that's another good one. That's another one. You watch this. Mane's in, and he hits it into the side netting. I actually think this is a penalty. It's a lovely ball by Robertson into Mane. He gets through. Oh no, it's not a penalty. And he hits it into the side netting. It's not been Liverpool's night. Oh, I can't see my bloody thing now. Nick P says, I wish I had teeth like Klopp. I could eat apples again. Didn't brush enough when I was a kid. And Zane says, Jordan, you've spent $1 billion in 7 years and nothing major to show for it, says Zane. Well, look, Zane, to be fair, you can live off this for a while now. You can be the team that beat Liverpool. You know, forget that you're 9th in the league. You beat the champions. So technically that makes you league champions, doesn't it? So you've got a corner here. Wow. Bloody hell. Arsenal have got a corner. They're not putting anybody up for it either. They're going to take it short. Oh my God. How embarrassing. They're taking a short corner. I think Arsenal will win this game, by the way. I think Chelsea will beat this Liverpool team, says Football Skills. Well, remember Chelsea for United's about 3rd place, isn't it? I predicted that United would finish 3rd. But, you know, there's a lot of focus on Chelsea for United because, well, why wouldn't there be? But Leicester, where are Leicester getting the points from? Sheffield United, Spurs, us? Arsenal didn't draw. Here we go, look. Rapid121, who's an Arsenal fan, says Arsenal didn't draw to Southampton. You're 9th in the league, mate. Like, we didn't lose to Brighton. So, you know, how can you say, oh, we beat Southampton, you drew with them, when literally hardly any time ago this happened? Oh, Morpace won it at the end! You lost to Brighton. You're 9th in the league. You can't banter anybody. You need to learn. I feel for Arsenal fans because they just don't seem to get it. They get one result and they think, oh, we're back in it. Let's banter everybody. Like, you don't understand what banter is. You've actually got to be a good club to be able to do it. You can't just win one game and say, oh, look, we're back. You never know, though. If Liverpool do lose to Chelsea... if Liverpool do lose to Arsenal, they're going to get the trophy on Wednesday, so they might be motivated to not lose 2 games in a row. They won't want to lose their record at Anfield. How long is it that Arsenal have not been... how long has Liverpool not been beaten at Anfield? I think it's quite a while. It's a shame about Atalanta. They could have... They could have caught up with Juventus, but Juventus will still win it. Sean Turner says, how bad is Keita? He's awful. Oh! Chance for Arsenal at the end. Willock. Big chance. Volleyed it wide. Arsenal drew 2 each with the Saints in November, says Dane Grayson. Arsenal have lost twice. Arsenal have lost twice to Brighton, 1 game at home. Oh, Morpace won it at the... Massive game tomorrow, yeah. Man United Palace, we've got to be very careful about what we say about who because we've got a massive game tomorrow. And Leicester Sheffield United's a big game as well. Need Sheffield United to get us a point in that game. If they can beat Leicester, great, but we need them to... get us a point. 5 minutes added on. I think Arsenal are going to do this. Liverpool. Andre Robinson says that it's concerning Liverpool will do this against Chelsea. Well, the 100-point thing for Liverpool is gone, and I don't know. I don't know how important that was to Klopp or Liverpool or their Liverpool fans. I think winning the title, look, Liverpool fans would love to win the title with 50 points, wouldn't they? So I don't think that. I don't know how important it's going to be for them. Jack Nolan, favourite F1 team? I do like F1, but I don't think I have a favourite team anymore. It always used to be Williams years ago, but because it had Nigel Mansell and Damon Hill. Minamino into the box. That's terrible by Liverpool. They've got nobody attacking the penalty box for a cutback. That's where I used to live for a cutback. Penalty box. Penalty spot. Amount of people who cut it back. You just can't script this. The best team in England on form, draw with Southampton, and Banter FC beat Liverpool. Unbelievable, Jeff, says Sean Turner. It's football, innit? You just, you never know. You never know. And as I just tweeted it there, I mean, this isn't Liverpool, is it? This isn't Liverpool who need to win, is it? If Liverpool needed to win today, I think you'd have seen a very different Liverpool. I mean, they've won the title. And I just think they're struggling to get as motivated. But I still actually think they will get something against Chelsea. Because I don't think Chelsea are that good. About a minute left in this game, so Liverpool are nearly home and hosed here. We're deep into stoppage time. Mane, decent run. And it's a corner. Had a good game, Mane. I think he's been one player that has actually looked like the normal Mane. Oh, Morpay's won it at the end! Corner. Now, Arsenal aren't going to do a United here. This is what United should have done from a corner. Deal with it. I think they've wasted the opportunity, Liverpool. Trent shoots. Corner. Going to whip it in. Last kick of the game, really, this. TAA crosses it. Van Dijk. Mane. Origi. And the referee's already blown up. So Arsenal win. Arsenal will win this game. 5 minutes. There's a player down injured. Just get up. Get up. We can all go home. For years, a good season for Arsenal is finishing above Spurs, says the P1. They could still do that. I mean, Arsenal have got Villa and Watford to come. So they could get 6 points from those games. Arsenal move up to 9th. And they would be 2 points behind Spurs. So I think Arsenal, 59 points Arsenal could get to. I think that might be enough to get them. They could effectively get as high as 6th, really, but it's a good win for Arsenal. And Liverpool can no longer get 100 points. So there you have it. That's it. It finishes 2-1 to Arsenal. Right, I'm going to go and have a bath. Thanks everyone for watching. Big games tomorrow. Leicester against Sheffield United and then Manchester United against Crystal Palace. We're doing watch-alongs for both. We'll start off with Leicester, Sheffield United at 6 o'clock on here. And then United stand at 8 o'clock for United against Palace. Massive, massive games. Arsenal move up to 9th. Liverpool have already won the title. Arsenal win 2-1. And Arteta, as somebody said, looks like he's been studying Jose, not Pep. Parks the bus, grinds out a win, 2-1. And Arsenal get 3 points. Speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching.